Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land and hosted by me, Rolene Marks. Today is Yom Hazikaron. It's a day that we remember and we mourn for our fallen soldiers and victims of terror. Today we mourn 24,213 soldiers who have fallen since the inception of the modern state of Israel. Included in this are members of the Shabak, the Mossad, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the police, and all our security services. We owe them a debt that can never be repaid. Today is also a day where we remember 4,255 victims of terror. They died Al-Kiddush Hashem, in the sanctifying God's name, as they were murdered simply for being Jewish or Israeli. We mourn all in Israel's society who have fallen: Jews, Christians, Druze, Circassian, and all who have fallen in these now 75 years. Last night at 8 o'clock, a siren cried across the country, heralding in Yom Hazikaron. It also marked the start of a national ceremony that took place at the Kotel, at the Wailing Wall in the old city of our capital, Jerusalem. President Herzog spoke, saying that the siren was the sound of pain but also of hope. He appealed to Israelis to come together to mourn, to shrug off the divisions and wrap ourselves in grief. He also spoke movingly about Lot 9 at the Mount Herzl Military Cemetery in Jerusalem, and remarked about the different soldiers who had come from all over the world to fight in Israel's war of independence. The president was followed by the IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi making his first speech as Ramatkal. He also spoke about the tremendous sacrifices and also implored Israelis to be unified. Ceremonies were also held across the country at cemeteries and at Mount Herzl National Military Ceremony earlier today. A 2-minute-long siren at 11 o'clock marked the start of this. Meanwhile, last night about 15,000 Israelis and Palestinians attended a joint memorial. This was after the Supreme Court overruled Defense Minister Yoav Gallant's refusal of permission for Palestinians to attend. This is one of the latest in a number of years this event has been held. The event also attracted right-wing protesters. Now, earlier today, in cemeteries in Holon, in Ra'anana, and also in Isfiya up in the north, and in Beersheba, scuffles broke out between bereaved families who were not happy to see ministers attending Memorial Day events. Likud Minister and Minister of Intelligence Gila Gamliel was forbidden to enter the cemetery at Isfiya, and in Beersheba, Itamar Ben-Gvir, the National Security Minister, was met by scuffling families. There were many families who had implored him not to come. A spokesperson for Yad Lebanim, an organization that takes care of bereaved families, said that we had appealed to Ben-Gvir not to come, but he insisted on coming. He has caused divisions between bereaved families, and never before have I seen scuffles break out between families. He has also brought with him division. Ben-Gvir managed to avoid speaking about anything sensitive that would upset anybody, and when heckled, he said, "Let them be, they are patriots as well." Also speaking earlier today was the former defense chief and head of the National Unity Party, Benny Gantz, speaking at a memorial ceremony. He said this was the saddest Memorial Day of all and alluded to the divisions within society. The Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, speaking at the National Memorial this morning at Mount Herzl Cemetery, spoke about the fact that we are all brothers and sisters in Israel. This was a time of unity, and also spoke about how he understands what it is like to be bereaved, having lost his brother Yoni Netanyahu during the infamous Entebbe raid in 1976. Also paying tribute to Israel's fallen was U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Tom Nides. As we speak, many across the country are remembering their fallen and victims of terror, and in a short while, Memorial Day will slowly start to come to an end as the country prepares for the switch over to Yom Haatzmaut. And what is jarring for many is something quite profound here in Israel, how we go from extreme grief to extreme celebration, literally within a matter of minutes. Now, yesterday, soon after we came off air, there was a terror attack in Jerusalem, very close to Machane Yehuda, the Shuk, on Agrippa Street. A Palestinian father of 5 from Beit Zafafa rammed his car into 5 civilians, severely injuring a 70-year-old man who is still fighting for his life. Earlier today, an Israeli man was lightly injured while a passing motorist shot at him on Route 60 between Shiloh and Ofra. He was lightly injured in his hand. Earlier today, there were messages of congratulations for Israel's 75th birthday from Australia. Australia becomes the first country to wish Israel a hearty Mazal Tov, or congratulations on 75 years of independence. Foreign Minister Penny Wong tweeted out her congratulations, and in a letter to Israel, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese remarked that time and distance cannot dim the light of friendship between the two countries. It must also be mentioned that Australia was one of the first countries to recognize the birth of a Jewish state when it was announced in 1947. And finally, it is the event we are all gearing up for, and that is to celebrate Yom Haatzmaut as it starts at 8 p.m. tonight. Israelis will take to the streets in huge celebration as we celebrate 75 years of independence. Now, there will be a ceremony in the capital, Jerusalem. We are looking forward to seeing the recipients of the Israel Prize as well as the torchlighters. This is for the annual torchlighting ceremony. Amongst the torch bearers will be Avigdor Kahalani, a hero of the 1973 Yom Kippur War. Also happening in and around the country tomorrow will be barbecues. The country will be taken over with the smell of barbecues, ala Aish as we call it here, braai as some of you call it in South Africa. And tomorrow we are all bracing for a much-loved event, an annual event in the calendar, and that is the flyover. 100 planes will take to the air, and the Israeli Air Force will be joined by planes from the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, the United States, and more. I love it. Personally, I love to see the jets, the F-15s, the F-16s, the F-35s. In some places in the country, they will simulate dogfighting. It is all very, very festive. There is much to celebrate after 75 years of independence, despite the divisions that have plagued us over the last couple of months. From a country that started off with a couple of 100,000 Jews, many refugees following the Holocaust, Israel's population today stands at almost 10 million. We are a leader in so many fields, including security, cyber, medical, agriculture, climate change, water technology, food security, and so much more. So I hope you'll join me this time tomorrow as we pay tribute to our beloved state of Israel. And I'm going to leave you with Chag Haatzmaut Sameach. Don't forget to visit our website at www.layoftheland.online for all your information about Israel, whether it be culture, politics, environment, whatever you want, it's all up there. Our Facebook page is at Lottel Site. Hey, why not leave us a Yom Haatzmaut message and like us, follow us, share our content. Our YouTube channel is at The Israel Brief. Subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button. Like us, share our content, and we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Raylene Marks. This is The Israel Brief, and I'll check in with you guys again tomorrow.